Hi, thanks for tuning into my tarot channel. My name is Paulina and I have a reading I would like to share with you. This is a shorter reading. Excuse my red makeup. I got all messed up because I was swimming. I often get messages after deep exercise, so I just swam 20 minutes, did 20 minutes of yoga, and then went for a 4-mile walk with my dog. So I'm kind of in a relaxed space where if you do something like that, like strenuous, but like, you know, goes on for hours, or I guess it was just like 2 hours total, you get in a different headspace. It has to do with like the brain waves, I think like gamma waves, I don't know. There's multiple waves in the brain. It has to do with getting sort of the nervous system reset too. And also you just naturally feel more tired after all that exercise, and there's less fuel to be super anxious. I'm getting that this reading is about someone who really let you down and hurt you and hurt your feelings. This is about marriage, but it's reversed, so it's about a broken contract. I would read it here. Broken stability. So this person hurt you and you're in a place of feeling in pain. I think you're focusing on something they said, maybe multiple things they did, and also you're like, I'm feeling some like self-hatred or like not good enough themes in your mind here. I think you were a different person when you knew this person, when you were actually like closer and engaging. You may have actually even looked physically different. I don't know if you've like, your appearance somehow, something is different. You look like a different person and they may look like a different person too. And I don't think you've actually seen them. But I think that there was something the whole time that was like not on the up and up, right? I don't know what that was. Maybe they were like just being manipulative. It could just be that they were a manipulative person. They lied. And I think that eventually I'm feeling that there was something that happened that you were like, I'm just hearing, I'm not dumb. Something that happened that they were like, maybe they tried to pass it off in a certain way and you were like, no, like I know what's going on here. I feel that this is a deep closure. Like judgment reversed can also mean like something new is coming to us from this ending and we're going to be reborn. And I think that you're choosing between two lives and you're really at a precipice. And I think also I'm getting a feeling of like giving up, not in a bad way, in a more like resolute way where you're like, well, this is what is. What do you have now for me, universe? Like I'm sensing that you're in a place where you're like, I've had some experience with this person, and it's affected me negatively and I'm hurt. And now you're like, how do I fit in the world with this new hurt? The thing is, balancing of worlds. The thing is, one thing that Eckhart Tolle says is that there's a part of you that was never really hurt, which I like that for relating to parts therapy work, that like in that modality there's like many selves, there's many parts of us, you know, we're like multitudinous or like fractal in our nature, in our psyche, because when trauma happens there's a split in consciousness, right? So there's parts of ourselves we have to hide for socialization to be accepted, and there's parts of us that are accentuated. Just a really simplistic way to explain it, but I'm feeling there's something about you that is upfront and personal, like you're like obviously insecure about it. Like anyone seeing you would be like, oh, that must be like tough. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, I'm feeling it's something visible and physical. Like maybe you're really tall and really thin and people always comment, or maybe you're overweight right now, or maybe you have something like me, like you have alopecia and people are always commenting on it, or you know, I don't know, I'm sensing you have something different. And I think this person hit you right where it hurted, right where it hurt. And I'm sensing someone insulting your actually appearance. Wow, that's really specific. And maybe some other things too. And I think you took it really personally because you idealized this person. Maybe your parents changed and they didn't like the change. There's an episode of The Big Bang Theory. I love that show because I relate to Sheldon Cooper a lot. That like his girlfriend changes her look and he doesn't like it and like throws a tantrum and she's like incredibly hurt. I'm kind of sensing that dynamic. This person is very cold. They don't have like deep feelings. I think you have deep feelings and you were like, oh, this person must be like me. And I think they may have said maybe they said something like, I'm a deep feeler, I'm emotional, to like hook you in. But I'm getting that they met you with a wall of silence, because the swords is about communication. And reversed, the king of swords can be someone who's master of silence, master of silencing you, you know? Master of silent treatment, that could be. And this kept you very anxious. You were like you were like a rat wanting that approval, right? So there's been experiments and studies about intermittent reinforcement with rats, that they would rather like eat themselves or like attack themselves than like not get the reward that once they've been trained to get a reward over a period of time. I'm also hearing rat race. Like I'm feeling like you're in a situation where you feel like you just don't know how to get out of it. Maybe this is like adjacent to this relationship problem, that you're like, I don't see like how my life could get better right now. And Abraham Hicks says that when we get into that mindset, to always, you know, to think of something else, to change the subject, because obviously you're not in a good place with that subject right now. Whatever it is, you're like, I can't do it. What about this? It's not going to work, and this isn't going to happen right. But just put it down for a couple hours today, okay? Well, whatever it is. Maybe you have a plan. Maybe you're going on a trip. Maybe it's a new job. Maybe something you're very anxious about. Just put it on the shelf. Let it rest, and you take a break for yourself, is what I'm saying, because I think you're putting steam and fire where it's not really needed. I think that you're overextending because you don't want to feel these feelings that this person's rejection and insults have made you feel. But I want to say, lovers, this was completely unexpected, actually. I think this person loves you. I think that they also brought you to a choice point in your life where you were like, I have to decide not only where I want my life to go, but do I want this person in my life? You know, how do I want my life to be? I think this person does care for you, and I'm not sure why they would say those things. Let's get some info about what sounds like some sort of verbal abuse and maybe psychological abuse. Definitely a card about moving away from something, and they had to move away from you. They felt like a hastiness about ending the situation. I don't know why. I want more info on why they would insult you, where they're really coming from, if they really do have feelings for you, and why they would make a hasty ending. This keeps coming up in my readings, and I shuffle a lot. So there's something that you were offering that they no longer wanted, and also they're not able to offer what you need. Maybe not just practically, like they would have to change their life or whatever, I don't know. Maybe they don't have any money right now, but also like maybe they literally don't have like the emotional care to offer. But I want to know why you got so entangled that you thought that they did. Yeah, at a certain point it was like, I think when you met them you felt that like itch of like instant connection, and it was like go time immediately, because I think you were hot and ready to go in your life. You were ready for a new relationship. And then I think there were some control issues that this person had. I like to read this as control. and relating to Taurus. And I also think that you have control issues in a different way. I think you chose this person because you didn't think it would become what it became. You thought it would be safe. I'm not sure why. Maybe you saw their picture on a dating app, and or if this was like a professional situation that became more serious, you were like, oh, this won't be a problem. And then I'm not sure why. Maybe something about what they looked like. You were like, that's not my type. Or like, you were like, oh, they're so attractive, they wouldn't be interested in me, so this won't be a problem. This is getting really complex. It's also about your feelings about yourself, that you go into relationships with the idea that you won't get so attached, which actually, ironically, allows for a lot of people to become attached, because then they feel like they can be free and do what they want without someone breathing down their neck. And then there's trust built, but then that can be bad too, because then there can be too much leeway, too much laissez-faire. We want to also spend time together. We don't want to just have these separate lives. Okay, this is about a financial opportunity. It's about happy wealthy family, and this is about the Tower reversed. So I think this person has some actually mental health issues, I'm hearing, and some deep insecurity, because I'm reading those now as cards about their life. I think they have the ultimate goal to be a financial provider, and then maybe this is someone with Taurus on the chart, because we just got the Taurus card. Even Aquarius can be really a big money sign. Capricorn, Sagittarius, even Geminis can be big money signs. I know this sounds random. Not every sign can make big money. It depends on where things are hitting in your chart. We all have multiple signs and multiple things, but the sun is related to the career, so I'm starting there with the basics there. But I'm hearing a bird song. Our brains are designed to relax when we hear a bird song, because it tells us that no predators are near. Like Cro-Magnons going hunting and gathering, if they can hear the birds, they know it's okay. If it's silent, they know that there's maybe a wolf or a animal that could hurt them. I think that this person had almost like the situation where like they fear something beautiful, and it's like hearing a bird song. It's like something beautiful and pure that should be relaxing. They hear and you are the bird song in this metaphor coming into their life. It's almost like it was like too much, and I couldn't handle it, and I had to shut it down. And I'm getting that you are sort of like a bird. And I'm thinking of that book, Are You My Mother? Which is about a bird who leaves the nest and goes hunting for their mother. It's a great book. And I love that book because I also actually think it's sort of the dynamic here, even if it's a male that you were interested in. I think that there's something about being owned by the world in that book. Of course, it's beautiful when the bird is reunited with the mother in the end. But it's a children's book from when I was a child, by the way. It has illustrations. It's called, I'll put a link. I think it's just called Are You My Mother? I think there's something about you searching for that belonging in the world with other people and realizing how unique and different you are. And this was another sort of stop on that train of the twilight zone of our lives, where you interacted with this person, and yet again you had hopes that weren't fulfilled. And I'm getting that that's actually a story that has come up again and again in your life. Here's what I'm actually intuiting. I'm actually intuiting that there's actually a lot of other people that do give you, have come forward, have given you attention, and it's scary for you. You don't like that. You like the unavailables. I'm not sure why, but that's something to look at. Why are we dealing with people who are evasive or whatever it is? You know, they don't call back, they get in weird fights about stupid things, or they ghost us. Like, what is that about? You tell me. Because it's not about them. They're just doing what they do. They're just doing, that's how they operate in the world. Do you think that you're special and that they act like that with other, they don't act like that with other people? That's a joke. Okay? I mean, statistically, that's just not likely that they wouldn't act that way with other people in some capacity. So I'm trying to say, let it come to you. And it sounds so easy. It's like, stop trying. Stop efforting. Yeah, like maybe you're lonely and go on some like dates and whatever. But don't like put all the eggs in the basket of the date. Like, don't think this is the best person ever who decides my fate, who decides if I'm a good person, who decides if I'm beautiful, who decides if I'm smart. Like, no, F that. You find that for yourself. And if you find somebody else who comes along and agrees, hey, that's cool. So that's the reading, and I hope you have a great day.